When fighting Pakecet with this setup, I think of three main issues. The major issues are dealing with the pets, properly utilizing his elemental resistances, and dealing with Sleepka. I will also list a few points below in the description since I'm trying to keep the audio part brief. First of all, dealing with the pets. These are not the kind of fish you're going to buy at Walmart. They don't swim around in a little bag and make funny faces at you. Instead, they fly around and they try to eat your face. Seriously, these guys can be mean. They can wipe an entire alliance. I don't know why you would take an alliance, but they can wipe an alliance and literally toss you across the platform if you give them an opportunity to. Namely, if you let them build TP and then use it on you. I'm pretty sure they have a really high regain. Furthermore, even their auto attacks can be pretty mean since they're all focused on the same target. Thankfully, they have two huge weaknesses. Really, these guys are pushovers compared to Varava's pets. Not only can they be slept, which arguably requires a bit of effort, as you have to reapply it, but they can also be one-shot killed with a single cast of Spectral Floe. Imagine that, you don't even have to sleep them after that. Pakecet spawns them with a move called Angry Seas. When you see that move, stop nuking, cast Occultation, and then cast Spectral Floe once they have gathered at the Blue Mage. For this reason, I highly suggest having the Blue Mage pop, since the fish automatically go after the popper, which makes it easy to set up the Spectral Floe. It is also for this reason that I highly suggest having the Blue Mage idle full-time in 40 to 50% physical damage taken gear, however much you can manage. No, you won't need refresh. With magic hammers that hit for 2,000 to 4,000 damage, all your MP needs will be taken care of. Do all of this and the pets won't be an issue for this strategy. Secondly, utilizing his elemental resistances. It's important to use the right elements on Pakecet because he actually resists many different elements. Pakecet specifically resists dark-aligned elements, stone, water, ice, and dark, and heavily at that. Knowing his resistances is important since we're going to be using Blue Mages here, and that means we're going to be spamming many different spells. With 40% magic haste, a Blue Mage's Adeline nukes have roughly 16 seconds recast time, and take around 5 seconds to cast if you have a good fast cast set. And so you can rotate 3 nukes non-stop without waiting on recasts. This is why it's important to know which elements you can use on Pakecet. I suggest nuking Pakecet with Blinding Fulgur, Searing Tempest, and Silent Storm. As for using 2 nukes plus Subduction, this is actually inefficient as far as damage per second is concerned. Subduction takes around 3.5 seconds to cast compared to the Adeline nuke's 5 seconds and does roughly half the damage on average. 3.5 divided by 5 is 0.7, and so we're taking more than half the time to do around half the damage. This isn't so bad until you start nuking so fast that your previous nuke is now nerfing your current nuke's damage due to successive magic damage resists. Each time you nuke the mob, it will get a high magic damage taken resistance that will last for around 3 to 4 seconds, and since Subduction casts so quickly, it makes this happen quite often. The third issue is dealing with his Sleepka. Believe it or not, his Sleepka can pose quite a problem. Pakecet can do plenty of damage to August and Amchuchu in the span of 90 seconds, and August is not good at all about waking others when his HP is below 75%. When you have a real tank, positioning is really simple, but if you're using August plus Amchuchu, you're faced with one of 2 options, neither of which are perfect. On one hand, you can put August 5 yalms from the pop spot, which incidentally results in Amchuchu residing on the same side of the pop spot as August. Since Pakecet's auto attacks are conal attacks, they will now hit both tanks. On the other hand, you can put August and Amchuchu on opposite sides of the pop spot, which will result in them both being so close to the pop spot that you can't always evade Sleepka reliably. For this reason, unless you're doing it the way I'm doing it with a real paladin, then I highly suggest having the Blue Mage sub-scholar for sublimation. Sublimation is Bar Sleep's bigger, meaner, and badder brother, and it lasts for 469 whole seconds. That's 7 minutes and 49 seconds, and it's plenty of time to kill Pakecet in. Be sure to recast Occultation after you wake up, and at least toss Aparu or Cure. You might notice that even though I'm using a real paladin, Levi is still subbing Scholar. It's just that hard to go wrong with that subjob here. Well, that should cover enough points for you to start farming Pakecet reliably if you have some decent nuking blues. If you don't feel like your blue is up to snuff, then don't worry, blue really doesn't need much for this, and I'll list the gear suggestions below in the description. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and happy farming.